So obviously this has been a pretty crazy year for you, coming back from elbow surgery, then getting traded at the deadline, and then now you're here in the Arizona Fall League. Kind of just describe what kind of season you had.
I think it went well. You know, the main focus was trying to stay healthy, continue pitching well. And then once I got traded, it was more just kind of being a good teammate, learning the guys, learning the program, and learning kind of how things are different and how things are similar. Just kind of working from there.
When you pitched at Hillsborough, you put up some pretty impressive numbers. So
Thank you.
Where do you feel like your stuff is right now?
Feel comfortable with it. I mean, there's always room for improvement. There's a lot of times where, you know, it looks good on the sheet, but, you know, I gave up a lot of hard hits, and I had a lot of good guys in the field behind me. I mean, Drew Jones just won one of those awards for defensive players and stuff like that. So, like, that's my starting center fielder, so that made it a lot easier for me.
Yeah, I was going to say, you had some pretty good outfielders there. I think Scottsdale was on that team as well.
Yeah, Slade was great. You know, it takes a lot of pressure off the pitcher when, you know, you have a good defense behind you and you can just attack hitters without caring for the outcome.
So what's the area of focus that you have here in the Arizona Fall League? Is it just getting innings, or is it working on something specific?
You know, working on a changeup a little bit, but for the most part, just kind of getting more innings, staying healthy, continuing this journey that I'm going through, and just trying to stay healthy and see where it takes you from there.
So where do you feel like you're at with your changeup right now?
I threw live the other day. It felt great, so just kind of keep working on that and trying to get some more swing and misses with it. That just can add something to the repertoire and be able to help me in the long run.
Well, it was great watching you pitch last week. A little rainy, but you sure look sharp that day.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
No walks at all, 5 strikeouts, ton of whiffs. First question I actually wanted to ask you, they had you down for 4-seamers, cutters, curveballs, changeup, and sinker. Did you throw all 5 of those?
No sinkers. Those are probably just a little more run to them, probably just a misread.
Okay, but the others are correct.
Yeah, others are correct.
So I want to make sure what we're looking at is the right stuff.
Yeah, yep. Awesome. So the cutter is more like a gyro slider, but it's like that weird range where people sometimes, the system will tag it wrong sometimes. But for me personally, I signal cutter, but it's more like a gyro slider.
Now your command was awesome in that game. And just, you know, looking at the numbers, I mean, your command has been dialed in really since you came back in June with Texas, and then even more so with the Diamondbacks. What do you credit for, like, the big leap forward on the command and control issue?
Yeah, I think it's just going through the process of going through the TJ process and kind of taking a step back. You know, when the game's taken away from you for a while, you kind of like appreciate the little things like catch play. So when I was finally able to play catch, like I really focused on commanding the fastball and catch play and trying to hit the face and trying to hit each shoulder, and then getting a feel of like the different velo ranges. A lot of the rehab process is done in different velo ranges. So that kind of helps me get a feeling of like, all right, today I'm gonna have to be 75 to 78 to 80 max. And then you kind of get a feeling of like where your body needs to be to generate more.
Interesting. Okay, I never thought about the differences within each velocity bucket, so to speak.
For sure.
Now, you said TJ, you know, I looked online and it said brace. Was it the brace, or was it actually TJ reconstruction?
No, it was an internal brace put in, so no reconstruction, no graft was needed or anything like that, so they just went in and wrapped a brace around it. I just say TJ because a lot of people don't know that there's multiple different surgeries for it, so that's the reason why.
So you were right on schedule, like 12, 13 months. That's what they usually say with the brace. It's a little, like, good 2-3 months shorter than TJ.
Yeah. I mean, they can get it out pretty quick. Dr. Meister, the one I got it done with, said it could be as early as 6 months, depending on where you are in the situation and how valued you are. You know, if I would have went back to college, the process would have probably been a lot faster, just because I need to be ready for the season. But coming to pro ball, they kind of looked at me and said, hey, no rush to get you in. You're not going to make the season this year. You're probably not going to break camp, so let's take our time and take it slowly.
Now, were you shocked or surprised at all that you were included in the trade when you came over?
Yeah, I mean, it's always pretty cool. When it first happened, I was freaking out a little bit because I was like, I just got to meet these people. I just got to low A, just kind of getting a grasp on who everyone is and the org and everything. But I mean, it's been a blessing to be with the Rangers and now with the Diamondbacks. You know, I've had a lot of fun here. The guys are super awesome and super open to all my ideas, and I'm open to their ideas, and we've been building connections as we go.
Just a little tidbit for you. Mike Hazen, when we were talking to him, one day about all the pitchers that he brought in, because he brought in like 8 different pitchers
Yeah.
at the trade deadline. The one he mentioned by name was you, and he just said, that guy, we bring in a guy like David Hagaman, he's got great stuff on across all those different pitches.
Well, I appreciate that.
So he was like super excited about you in particular. So I just thought that would be a cool thing for you to hear secondhand.
I appreciate that he says that, you know. Work hard for it, and so it's good to see things finally paying off. So.
After the trade, like the, I guess the entry into the organization, how did that work? Like, does the GM meet you when you fly in, or did you get to meet any of the major league guys, or did you go straight to your assignment in Hillsborough?
No, so I got traded, and there's a lot of paperwork, a lot of forms, medical history stuff that needs to come through. So I didn't get a phone call until a few hours later. We were in Fayetteville, North Carolina. I was sitting in the locker room, and they told me, they said, hey, take off your stuff. We'll take the jersey and the pants. You can keep everything else. Pack up your locker, and they'll talk to you soon. So then hopped on a call with them, got an Uber back from Fayetteville to Hickory, flew out the next morning, met them in Spokane, Washington, and we played the series there, finished out the series, and then my first start was in Vancouver.
How'd your parents take the news?
They were a little upset, I've been in Arizona for the past year at the time, and they were happy to have me on the East Coast. They came out and watched me throw one time, and then I got traded. They were upset about the distance at first, but then I told them, like, hey, this is a good thing. Like, a lot of good things could come from this, and they're all happy and very supportive. So.
All right, so kind of moving back to your last start, can you talk about what it's like working with Kenny Castillo behind the plate?
Oh, it's awesome. I mean, he does a great job back there. Pretty much we're on the same page all the time, and if we're not, it's because there's 2 options to go with, and usually he picks the better one, and I'll shake him off and pick the worst one, but he does a great job back there and makes me doing my job a lot easier.
So kind of going into that last inning where you struck out 3 guys, you made an adjustment. You went away from the fastball and went to the breaking ball to get those guys. Is that something you guys talk about in between innings?
No, not really. I mean, it's just more of, second time through the lineup, give them a different look at things. First 2 innings, first time through the lineup, I'm just trying to establish the fastball, show them that I'll throw it for a strike, try to get some swing and misses on it. And then next time through the lineup, see maybe start them off with a breaking ball and finish with a heater. So it's more just a different approach.
So how much time do you spend together game planning before each game?
Not too much, honestly. I mean, me and Kenny, we got like a pretty good connection of what's going on from when we were in Hillsborough. So before my start that day, we sat down for 5 minutes, looked through the lineup. I'm not a huge scouting or anything like that. I pitch my game. So we sat down, we talked. He said, "This is the plan we got," and I was like, "All right, let's do it."
Opportunity to see for yourself falling, what have you taken away from it so far?
Yeah, I mean, the opportunity is endless here. You get to face a bunch of really good hitters. You get to talk to a bunch of really good guys on the pitching side and on the offensive side. You get to kind of learn from them and see how you can adjust your game from them.
How do you kind of evaluate the outings that you have out here?
They haven't been great. I came out here the first week and it was right where I wanted to be, and then ever since then it's kind of been a little bit of an uphill battle. I think it's stuff that I've been working on, and I felt like today was a little bit better. Still not where I want to be, but getting there slowly.
Yeah, what are you looking for in terms of what you're evaluating in yourself when you come out here?
It's more just a mental thing right now. Just trying to stay with it and attack hitters. First inning, go out there and do a great job, and then kind of steer away from the plan a little bit. So just trying to stay focused and focus on the plan and stay with it throughout each inning.
So when back out and competing after so much time down, just how do you relish the moments that you get to go up there and be setters?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't played in a while, so this is always fun. Getting the jitters again. It's nice to be out there competing, so having it taken away for a little bit, it's nice to kind of be able to do it again, no matter how it goes.
Yeah, so kind of going back to your West Virginia times, sorry, what's it, okay, I lost the question. So, what was it like playing with Carlson Reed, J.J. Weatherholt, and Victor Scott?
They're ballers. All of them are, especially JJ. I mean, he's on a national stage at this point now, but they're all good guys. They all play with a ton of heart, and still talk to a lot of them to this day. So it's always cool to have some Mountaineers in pro ball.
You look forward to facing those two?
What was that?
Look forward to facing Scott and Weatherholt?
Yeah, I would love to. Last time I faced JJ, I struck him out too, so trying to keep that going.
So I'm assuming in a scrimmage?
Yeah, yep.
And then, do you feel like your velocity is getting to where it needs to be, where it was before the surgery?
Yeah, today was definitely a lot better in terms of velocity. Feel that the past couple days have been a little rough in velocity, but it's not my main concern. My main concern is not walking people at this point. A little bit more walks than usual, so just trying to minimize that.
All right, thank you. So talk to me about your Arizona Fall League experience.
Yeah, no, it's been a lot of fun so far. We got playoffs coming up now, so we're pretty excited for that. Starting to warm up a little bit at the right time, so all these guys have been awesome, building relationships with all of them, so it's been a good time.
How would you evaluate your performance out here?
It's not great, it's getting better each time, so I believe that on Friday, if we get there, it'll be pretty good, but just got to stick with it, stick with the process, and see how things turn out from there.
Now you're kind of you're closing out the season healthy. Do you feel like that you're going to be confident that you're going to put the off season in and build on 2026?
Yeah, I mean, every off season's the same. You got to put in the work and try to earn a spot when you come back. Nothing's granted, so I'm just gonna put my head down, go to work, and stay healthy and come back for next season and be ready to go.
So I've been talking to the hitters about it. I wanted to get a pitcher's reaction to it. What do you think of the ABS system?
I'm for it. There's parts in the game that are a little bit better now. Some calls get missed, and you can always challenge it. There's no more complaining about it. If you don't agree with it, just challenge it. So I'm all for it.
Do they have, for your team specifically, do they have just the catchers challenging, or do the pitchers have leeway to challenge?
They didn't mention anything about that. Like, if a pitcher wants to challenge, go for it. For me personally, I don't know if I ever will unless I truly feel in it, because you never really know. Catcher's job is to make it look good, so you're seeing the catcher's perspective. I kind of just leave it up to the catchers to decide.
And then kind of just rolling into the check swings on that one as well?
I haven't seen too much of the check swing, not as common as the called pitch and stuff, but so far from what I've seen, it's part of the game and just got to learn to adapt to it.